Hi. Um, this is definitely a different video than what I would normally post, but I think it'll be good, not just for me to reflect on, but for maybe other people that are researching and want to figure out other problems that happen on short films. So, welcome. Basically, I'm just going to kind of go through my short film and kind of talk about the ups and downs we had, and maybe some things I don't like about it, and the things I really do like. Um, First off, I want to say that this is mainly just a reflection on me as a director. This was my first time directing, and it was rough. Trust me. Um, and some background behind the short film. We didn't really do a lot of BTS, so unfortunately, I only really have the short film to show you. That's number one thing to change, is to have more BTS on set. But the way it started was like a full month process, I believe, where we were, well, me and another guy, Isaac Cropsey, who's my co-writer on this, helped to kind of bring everything together. Originally, he was going to DP, but unfortunately, the day didn't work out for him with one of the actors. So we just kind of had to change the date or make it work with the actor, and unfortunately, we couldn't have him DP on it. But after that, we switched to another DP. That DP called me the day before saying that he had hurt his foot and he wasn't going to be able to come in the next day. And it was rough. I won't lie. Very rough. But I called my camera guy, who's a good friend of mine, and he was just so down for it, and I can never thank him enough for it. But he was just so on board and happy to help. And that it was a long day. I think we went 2 hours over schedule, but everybody was so helpful and so ready to move forward that we got it done and it worked out. And I want to preface this with saying I am happy with the ending. I'm very happy with where it is at in its stages right now. There's just some things I would like to change, but I couldn't do it without refilming. And at the time, we were already on a time constraint, so we really couldn't go refilm. But let's talk about it. That's kind of like the main thing, though, is we were kind of under a lot of pressure. I was under a lot of pressure off start. Everybody that I wanted to like help me with it, which it was also done completely for free. Well, paid for by food, like most short films are. And everybody that helped me, I'm so thankful to have and be able to like call and hang out. Yeah. Let's get into it. Let's watch. I started. So the way it started, actually, was what was it? It was supposed to be like a Scream gag, like a parody film of Scream. It's supposed to be parody Scream. It was supposed to be a parody film of Scream, and it definitely took a turn after I sat down with Isaac, and we kind of like rewrote it together and figured out a way that we can make it more interesting and more fun for everyone. And I really am happy with the way we did it. Off start, I think the main thing, I've said that like 8 times already. The main thing I would want to change is probably the audio. There's a couple of times that I'll probably point out where the audio just kind of like didn't really work super well and that's like, I should have just done retakes, and I should have made sure that we had proper audio, because it was, again, all free. The person I was like, hey, would you come do audio for is not an audio person. Still a great person, still a great friend of mine. It's just not an audio person. I'm not one either. I didn't have the proper equipment, but it still works. So here, let's look at it.
No! Stay away from me! No! No!
I'm happy with that cutoff. I really enjoy this first part. The thing about this is all of this stuff was filmed at the beginning of the day. So the moment we started filming, we did this first, which also kind of sucked because if you've already seen it, which I hope you have, I hope you didn't come to this video first. I hope you've watched the short film already. But this is also the very big kind of like climactic ending and emotional part to it. So it's kind of rough to start with that. And the actors honestly worked together more as we went in filming. But you gotta do what you gotta do sometimes. And I still think it worked out pretty well. That was just a different take that we had. I didn't honestly plan on this. This was not in like the original script or storyboard. This was just a different take that I thought was so good that it was like shouldn't be wasted. And so if I put it in there in the front, I was hoping people would take it as, oh, he's just reliving this. Some people did, some people didn't, but I love this framing. It came out so well.
This is Officer Davis with GCPD. You gotta call about.
The GCPD line was definitely thrown in by me. Me and the actor here are both big like comic book fans, so it was fun to just kind of throw that line in there.
Possible kidnapping. If you're in there, come out with your hands up.
I know this is when one of the first discrepancies kind of comes through, that we leave the door open here, and then we go into the next cut and the door's closed. I'm like, crap. You know, didn't think about it, totally forgot it, but that thing just kind of happens. And I'll just keep watch for it next time. I've been told, I think a couple of times, to edit this down more, to kind of have it speed a little bit faster, but I really like the pacing of it. And I like the way it kind of like is a slow burn almost. The music was great. Shout out Artlist. Best, hands down. Love Artlist. We stand out this year.
Shots.
That was great. I like how that one worked out. I did toy with this for a bit. The knife was kind of hard to see, so I tried to give it a little like glow, but even then it really didn't like come out super well. Like I think you definitely noticed the figure first rather than like hit the knife to give it more of an imposing danger. I think the only way to change that would maybe to have him bring the knife up closer to his head, but I didn't want to like totally disregard that he's still there. Shout out the Apple box that we forgot to move, and then we did this take and somebody was like, is that an Apple box? And we were just like, yes it is, but it worked, so we kept it and moved on with our lives, because it's like a wood, like a workshop area for this guy. So I wasn't super in love with the yelling, and I thought about just cutting it out and maybe having breaths, but I really couldn't get the breaths working, so the yelling still worked. I was just trying to figure out a way to maybe like go around it, but again, I was on like I think a week time constraint to edit it all, and we had an 8-hour day of filming, if not a little bit longer. I think it was an 8-hour day, but either way, I still liked it. If I could go back, I would probably do one where he's more panicked but not screaming, so that he's running up the stairs, but what instead is like heavy breathing, almost like falling down on the stairs, kind of like panicked looking around.
Shots.
And again, that's just something for me as a director that I need to know with the talent, which while on set here, it was kind of a lot of things. It's like director and like having to like answer 20 different questions that I wasn't ready for because I'd never done that role before.
Not again.
Jackson, you can't escape this.
How do you know my name?
I still love the build up, and it cuts out the moment he starts
You
talking.
know if you keep coming back like this, you might not leave.
I shouldn't
Where's
say
the
this.
girl?
Oh, her again?
Where is she?
I think you'll find she's no longer with us.
So
She hasn't.
this was fun. This is a fun scene. I had to crop in a little bit because you could actually see a light that's sitting right here.
You keep coming back.
How we did it was that we had our other actor standing over here, just past camera, and feeding the lines to him. That way that they were kind of talking back and forth. Some of them didn't come out amazing through the audio for some reason. So that's kind of like why they're kind of like jumped on top of each other.
Like this, you might not leave.
Oh, and whenever we did this, we actually were in a separate room, or like in a hallway, so he got a more echoey sound to his voice.
Where's the girl?
Oh, her again?
And then I just put that on.
Where is she?
I think you'll find she's no longer with us. She hasn't been here for a long time. Well, Jackson, you'll know soon enough.
Who is that?
Come on. now,
Another thing,
Jackson.
his light disappears there. He brings it back
Come on
out.
now.
Oh, I think he puts it away and brings it up like while he's walking up the stairs on one of the takes. But I don't think I showed it to save time because we didn't really have it was a 5-minute time limit as
For
well.
this time and time again.
This is Officer Davis with GCPD requesting backup.
That one he was meant to do. That one I fully told him, I was like, request for backup because this is like you reliving a scenario. This is you doing it again. So this is what you would have done the first time that you came through. So probably request for backup at a later point. And it's kind of like it was supposed to be him falling into a routine as he's moving through this house. But sometimes it kind of came out like that. It was a little tough just with the 5 minutes. But it worked, I think.
Oh, come on, Jackson. We wouldn't want to spoil the fun now, would we? What would Melissa say?
This was a lot of fun. We had this water effect, basically, that I had thought of a little bit prior to actually doing this. I just knew at some point I wanted to try it, and I thought the basement would either be really good to do it or higher up, so it kind of feels like his mind's melting in a way. And we had a lot of light here, and it wasn't supposed to be a super horror vibe or whatever. It's just supposed to be him, being there. It's like this is happening to this guy. He can't control it, and it's just this guy that's following him around.
Spoil the
I
fun
really like
now,
the
would
water.
you?
We had our gaffer up there, who was super tired from the day before. Shout out Jeffrey for coming out, and he was just up there laying on the floor making the water go by. It was great.
What would Melissa say?
How do you know Melissa?
Really? Have you not figured it out yet? I'm in your
I know
head.
I keep pausing a lot, but there's a lot to talk about. So this one is a little weird just because I think we were using the audio from whenever they were talking back and forth over the stairs, because we just had the mic able to be so much closer to the actual figure, and he didn't have his mask on, so that whenever they started talking here, we had a boom up here, and then on the reversal we had boom pretty much right next to his face.
Spoil the fun now, would we? What would Melissa say?
How do you know Melissa?
Really? Have you not figured it out yet? I'm in your head, Jackson.
Yeah.
Always
I think it's
have been.
mainly audio.
And
I
you
was just gonna
can't
mess
live it
with.
down. You can't live me down.
You're not real.
Oh, finally. Are you using a little bit of that brain? Although, I wonder how real I am.
Obviously, fake knife. I have it right here, actually. Hold on. Do I? Oh no, did it? It may have fell. I don't think I have it. I thought it's. Oh no, there it is. Shout out fake knife. Just rubber. Absolute necessity. Love a fake knife. So the reason this happens is that he's supposed to come at him with a knife on the roof. And this was originally not planned, or I think I have the script over there, but it wasn't supposed to be a fight scene necessarily. It was supposed to kind of scare him to go up the stairs. But when we started filming upstairs, did all of that on the roof and did the whole emotional scene, we started going downstairs to the basement to film the next part. And I go, hey, did he have the knife up there? And we look at the footage and he didn't. So it was either go back and reshoot an hour and a half of setup, which wasn't a lot, to be honest, but it was just start of day stuff, getting everybody into that motion, or do a fight scene. And we were like, let's do a fight scene. So it kind of like, I also think it gives it kind of more of like a tangible threat now that he can like physically be hurt by this person that he thinks of, so that that character is more worried about this and has to get away. And he shows that he's hurt walking up the stairs, but I didn't want to use fake blood in this house. It was like a crazy 6-story house. It was a crazy 5-story house. And I didn't want to like get blood all anywhere that we would have to like have to worry about it cleaning it up, because the guy that owns it was super nice. And I was just like, I don't want to ruin anything here.
Get back! Oh! Stay away from me!
Jackson, just come with me.
No! Stay away from me! Mark? I don't understand.
I know I wanted this reveal to be a bit more, I don't know, just kind of like a shock, but I don't think I really thought how exactly I would do it to be a shock to an audience, rather than just show that he knows who it is. I know when I originally wrote everything, it was supposed to be that they were partners, and then he discovers the partner is, you know, the guy doing the killing or the kidnapping or whatever it is. So it kind of shares that notion with him knowing who he is and why he thinks he's a cop, because this guy's a real cop who's trying to help him, and that's like the life he thinks he has, or the life he used to have, and it's just reliving.
Away from me! Mark? I don't understand. You're a cop! Why?
You don't understand anything. You don't even know who.
That one's a big one. I genuinely was sitting in this chair right here on this computer trying to figure out how to fix that little whoop right before our other character starts speaking for like 2 hours, and it just wasn't working. It was either distorting the audio too much or it just wasn't working, and I was like, dude, I'm just gonna have to edit around it, honestly, because this was also the best take we got. Again, this was like the first thing in the morning, so they weren't super warmed into like their respective roles yet, and so it was just, they were just kind of, they weren't really talking over each other, but we should have given them a little bit more space to talk between dialogues. And again, that's just me as a director. I just didn't know that's what I needed at the time, and like sometimes you never will, and just try and get around it in editing if you can, but definitely don't rely on editing.
You don't understand anything. You don't even know who you are. But it's okay, because you can stay with me here forever, Jackson. Are you ready? No. Jackson,
No. Stay away!
do you hear
Stay
me?
away!
Jackson!
This was also something that was not planned on, but could be fixed in editing, was that the during this dialogue, it was becoming out of focus on our character, our subject here. And it wasn't planned to be like that, but after watching it back, I was like, I kind of like it. And I liked running with it. And I added some extra blur while they're talking to kind of give this like almost breathing effect is what I wanted. I don't think it really came out like a breathing effect, but just to kind of be like his mind's like switching over. And I did get feedback from someone telling me that there needs to be something else besides just the besides just the blur where his hands going up in front of his face. So that's why I added this
I don't
like
understand
bright light.
anything.
I think it
You don't
does
even
work
know
a
who
lot better.
you are.
Thanks, Rhodes.
But it's okay, because you can stay with me here forever, Jackson. Are you ready? No. Jackson,
No. Stay away!
do you hear
Stay
me?
away!
Jackson! Jackson, can you hear me? It's me. It's Mark. Melissa called. She said you got out again.
These are both my clothes, by the way, and they don't fit either of these characters. But yeah, this is my shirt, and then this is my like pharmacy technician like get up that I had never worn. This is straight out of the package. Even though I did work for the pharmacy several times. But yeah, you know, you make things work on set. I don't know what it's probably. Dude, I don't know why it's so dirty though. Maybe my dog got a hold of it. I don't know.
Melissa called. She said you got out again. Take my hand. Step back from the edge. Please.
I love the music switch up of this kind of like.
Let's head back, partner.
That's also my watch. Showing me my watch. They had stopped here too to ask us if that's it, and I'm just like, shut the door.
I'm not myself, I'm just a cave.
Love the song. It reflects the person, the like, our main subject who's going through this like mental, like, what do I want to call it? This mental battle, really, and that's why I chose it. I was in person when I heard the song being played, and I was like, I immediately texted my now DP, Michael, and I was like, hey, what do you think if we use banjo for it? And I sent him a little clip of the guy playing it, and he's like, yeah, sure, why not? And I said, you know what, why not? So I talked to the guy afterwards and I was like, hey, I'd love to use it. And he was like, yeah, please do. And he actually watched this for the first time like 2 or 3 nights ago, and he hit me back and was like, dude, I love it. It reflects the person. And that's what I love from music. I didn't have to write it, but I was just in the right place at the right time. And that's like, I feel like what film is. And well, that's my short film. And I keep telling people that I hope to revisit this in 10 years. And I really do. I hope I can revisit this in 10 years and either remake it or make it a full feature. Either one of those would be amazing. But yeah, there's everything wrong with it. So, in my personal opinion, feel free to disagree or agree with me. But I'm gonna have one more video hopefully out by the end of the year, so be on the lookout for that. And thanks for watching.